Right. Just like the Bold newspaper, of course, the biggest story of the day is Kericho mass grave, caught flat-footed again. The shocking discovery of 32 bodies and not 14 initially reported by officials in a grave at Makaburini Cemetery raises questions about how the masterminds of the secret burials circumvented statutory procedures that assign responsibility for the compulsory registration of deaths, including disclosure of causes before issuance of burial permits to facilitate movement and disposal of bodies. Of course, this is also a big story for the daily newspaper. There's also Winnie's quest for ODM post runs into headwinds. We're going to be getting more of this once the chairperson of ODM, that is Gladys Wanga, joins us in just but a few. The issue of fuel shortage or hoarding state oil dealers clash is still also a big one for them as well, just as for the Bold newspaper. Court quashes 8 million award to Njigi over erroneous obituary. You remember that story, Ndu? So, yeah.
Somebody said he was dead.
Yes, and they had a photo of you.
God, that's crazy.
Can you imagine you wake up in the morning
and you think, oh, I'm dead?
It's crazy, but yes. Win for Tuju as court dismisses probe. Again, this is also what we had also in our paper. Winnie Odinga, as I said, we're going to be having that discussion with Gladys Wanga once she joins us in just but a few. Teachers forced to pay cash for health services.
Okay. Stop the train. You look as shocked as I feel.
I know, right? Because what happens to Shashi Shoshu?
Oh, wow. Okay, I've not heard that one. But look, it can't. For me, it can't be a conversation about whether Shah is working or not, or is it working, or is it political. And you know, somebody, I can't. Is my memory fading me? But somebody said yesterday, yes, it was Bishop C.W. Shah inafanya ama Shah ifanyi. Then wangapi wanaona kama Shah inafanya, weka mkono kwa. I mean, come on.
No, we cannot joke with our health in that way.
Weka mkono juu kama unaona Shah inafanya kazi. Nani anasema oh, for God's sake. It is not working. And I keep giving the example of shirts in an assembly line, that when those people who are selecting and they check and they say this one has a problem, it's in the line, it's going towards packaging, and they pick the one that says this one has a problem. You don't stop the press and say let's fix this shirt. No, the entire thing is removed and it is put aside, and we go with the one that's working. So you tell me it's not working, it's working. Teachers, this one is very dear to them. You called them to State House in January. You did whatever it is that you were going to do, and this was one of the things on the agenda. And you said, we move, guys, let's move. They moved. Now you're asking them, remember, they complain about meager resources all the time. Then now you tell them, you want to access healthcare, you have to pay. So what is it for?
What is it for? And then also, again, when you come and ask people, Kenyans, is Shah working? Who are you asking? You know, if you go to a one-term brigade, they'll say it's working, all right? You go to a two-term brigade, they say it's not working. I feel like this should not be a question. Health should not be politicized. It is really sad that we are politicizing it. It should work. Period. For everybody, period. It does not matter whether you one term, half term, 2 term, 3 term, never term. Health, education, those two key sectors, you cannot joke with them, you cannot politicize them. Healthcare should work, period. And if we are paying for health services, I don't get why again you want to come get into my pocket and give again cash.
Because it's been
something is definitely wrong, and it's. You know, I remember even the court had issued orders saying that it was actually unconstitutional, but it's too late because people are already contributing. Again, our courts also, we're going to blame them, because why drag a case so long, then later come and tell us this thing is wrong, and now you cannot go back, we just have to fix it. It really doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Health has to work, that's it. CS accuses all marketing firms of hoarding fuel, warns they will be fined.
Okay.
Yes. And then Kisumu anti-government protest victims awarded 38 million compensation. Finally, we're seeing something from this compensation thing.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. They've been there for about a year, almost.
Yes.
Okay. I have a question. This compensation money, where does it come from?
No.
Yeah. I'm just asking.
It says 28 victims of police violence during the 2023 anti-government protest in Kisumu set to receive 38.6 million. All right, that is Kisumu. What about Nairobi? What about Turkana?
The rest of the country.
Mombasa?
I've asked you a question and you've ignored me. Where is this money coming from? Was it budgeted for? Where does it come from? Okay, like now this 38 million. Where is it coming from?
But I've forgotten that's why we had the NADCO report to settle on such issues. And we're talking about the compensation of these people here. The health sector and the education sector is crippling. It's okay. Final stretch. Search for new KU boss down to 8. Then, Nairobi Hospital Board sues state over illegal interference and intimidations. About time.
This saga is just going to be more interesting by the day. Herman Manyora, also a couple of days ago arrested for, and then charged yesterday actually for something. I don't know. But everybody seems to be throwing something into the works.
What's in it with this Nairobi Hospital
What thing? Is it? Let me tell you. My good friend Dennis Okari used to say, follow the money. There's something going on that doesn't make sense. Why is everybody so interested in this thing?
All of a sudden.
Oh, come on.
All of a sudden it's wrong. The body is wrong. Everything is wrong. Everyone has to go. New people need to be brought on board. But we're here for it.
Yep.
Protest drive rise in police killings. But of course. Yeah, so that is just a bit of what happens or what is on the daily newspaper.
All right. That was the Nation. Looking into the Star this morning. Kioni signals Uhuru Rigathi 27 power plan against Ruto. Okay. This will be fun. But okay. The two sides' hostility appears to be easing, meaning that Uhuru and Rigathi might, be brothers again or whatever. I don't know. It's just politics, but that's what it looks like. And there's a picture in the Star this morning. I don't know if you can look at that a little bit closer. No, you can't because you don't have it. But I can use mine. Another year, another round of flooding. I mean, just look at that. And this is what we're looking at. River Nyando, of course, we know has burst its banks. And that's what Kev was telling us yesterday. So you go the Londiani route and then you approach Awasi. Now, between Awasi and Ahero, you cannot actually access that road to then go to Kisumu because the River Nyando has burst its banks. Houses are submerged. Nobody is going anywhere. So in order for you to cross over, essentially, you cannot go Kericho Kisumu because that's the stretch that we're talking about. You have to go longer. So, of course, it's going to affect travel. And it's not like you can say, excuse me, River Nyando, people need to pass. Can you go back? No, it's... This is where we are. And so until that subsides, people are not going to be able to use that. We will see. Remember, we're going into the Easter season. A lot of people travel. We will see. It's not into being the doomsday sayer. It's just the case that we will see heightened levels of traffic as people start to travel from Thursday next week because of this. For those who are going in that direction. We'll see it. So it's just the thing of we need to be prepared for that. Pain of loss. Families speak out on Kenya's stillbirth crisis. Did you know that there was a stillbirth crisis in Kenya? Hannah Mwangi will still remembers the painful cries of babies in 2016. Her first baby died after complications with the umbilical cord, which cut off the baby's oxygen birth. Afterwards, she was placed in a ward full of mothers with live babies. No counseling, no explanations, no compassion. She says in 2017, her baby Tiffany was born prematurely. This is the story of many, and some born not alive. Looking at other stories making it into the Star this morning. Kalenjins and Somalis top in Shah workforce. Okay. Is that a useless piece of information or is that something that's going to get people rage baited? UN lauds Kenya for leading in use of gender data to shape policy. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And Matiang'i says the president is unable to govern and must go home in 2027. That's in case you were wondering what Matiang'i thinks. That's what he thinks. So these are some of the stories also making it into the Star today. And in the Business Daily, NST blue chip firms shed 200 billion shillings on the Iran war. This is a thing, guys. I saw. So misinformation and disinformation is a thing in our world today. And that there have been entire companies that have been set up to just churn out disinformation. And I saw one of the most interesting yesterday that they're saying that this Iran war is actually not real. that it's just people trying to imagine that if you then they ask you, have you gone to Iran to see that the war is actually taking place? Yes. So they're actually manufacturing this news to turn the thinking that